Great, 12 years now. What exactly is Skytrax, so for people that don't know?
Skytrax is a group of auditors that have come together to really take assessment, qualitative assessment of the performance in terms of the service offering from the airlines. This is what they do on an annual basis, and participation or involvement is done on a voluntary basis. It is up to individual airlines to take a decision to participate so that everybody is able to know and understand what is it that is there to offer in terms of quality.
Yeah, so it's a 4-star ranking. Is that the highest ranking that you can get as an airline?
The highest ranking is a 5-star.
Okay, so you do go up to 5-star.
There are seven airlines in the world who have the 5-star ranking, and we are the 4-star.
4-star. How many airlines have a 4-star ranking?
There's quite a number of them, and we are pleased to announce that we rank among the heavyweights here, the likes of Etihad, Emirates, Qantas. We rank amongst those, and these are the big carriers who are dominating the Middle East and other parts of the world.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to hear. In terms of what they actually look at, what is it they look at? I know you were saying the service offering, but particularly what?
They look at the service offering across the board, from the time when you check in, the professionalism on the part of the staff, the quality of the product that you get on board, the comfort of the seats, the IFE and entertainment offers. All of those things are taken into account, and at the end of the day, they make a decision as to whether you retain or you need to be downgraded.
Yeah.
And we have maintained this particular position for 12 years in a row, which is really an endorsement by an independent audit entity, and secondly, in our view, that this is a confirmation that our customers are getting value for their money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last year, you know, there were some tough times for SAA, especially with the strike that happened. And at the end of the day, I imagine to still maintain the ranking, because as you say, this is not just about the experience while flying. This is the entire experience while going on the airline. So again, I'm sure management happy with us. We
are pleased with this outcome, and we are grateful to our members of staff because they have contributed significantly towards this particular outcome. Besides this, there's a particular ranking that is also conducted in terms of members of the public or passengers voting airlines, and I'm pleased to announce that South African Airways for 10 consecutive years have been voted the best airline on the African continent by passengers who actually fly on our airline.
Yeah, let's talk about some developments and some changes that we could possibly see at the national airline this year. I suppose we could chat immediately about the route that is being cancelled. We're talking about Buenos Aires, that I know SAA are not going to be flying there. Is this stopping from, you mentioned March? Is that when it won't be available anymore? We
made announcements last year so that we could allow members of the public and the passengers to make informed decisions and consider other alternatives in terms of making bookings. The announcement was made last year, but it will become effective, if I'm not mistaken, it could be from March this year. And there's another route on the African continent that we have also announced that we'll discontinue operating on that. But because you know,
which route is that?
The aviation industry, we are flying to Kigali, and we have made that announcement. But the other thing that we are doing, when you stop operating on a particular route, we put an alternative arrangement in place. In this case, we are talking about code share arrangements where passengers will continue to approach us, purchase tickets. They'll be able to continue to fly from one point to another, although they'll be operating on a different aircraft.
Yeah.
That is the difference, essentially. Not that there will not be any operations from South Africa to Argentina, for that matter, because they'll continue to fly from here to Argentina via Brazil, because we have a Star Alliance hub. That is one example.
Okay. We still fly into, does SAA still fly directly into Brazil? Or is that a Star Alliance partner that flies into Brazil?
We fly directly into Brazil. We fly to Sao Paulo. We have a Star Alliance hub there, which allows for more connectivity, and essentially it provides a lot of options for our passengers to decide at which points they could connect so that they could fly at the time of their choosing.
Because, I mean, I emphasize these routes, especially now with the World Cup coming up, and I'm sure there's going to be a great demand of people that do want to go to that part of the world from South Africa.
Absolutely. There's likely to be a demand, and we have taken that into consideration. We are positioning ourselves as and when we continue to stop operating on certain routes. That means that we have an aircraft or so to spare, which we could deploy on a particular route, thus increasing the number of frequency and capacity to operate on other routes.
All right, Tlali, let's leave it there for this morning. So it was a good news interview that we were doing here for SAA. They've just been given a 4-star airline ranking for the 12th consecutive year by Skytrax. So 5-star is the highest, but we have been given the 4-star, and we, I suppose, rank among some of the best in the world when it comes to airlines. And thanks to Tlali for coming in and chatting to us about the airline's plans.